Sometimes parents ask me, how long does the process of behavior modification last? How long does it take for us to implement positive behavioral interventions and supports to help a child develop self-control? And the answer to that question is it depends on how persistently consistent the adults are in implementing positive behavioral interventions to support the child's behavior change. So when the question is added to that, can parents do this without a rehabilitation center? The answer is definitively yes, if the parents have acquired the skill of helping a child reshape his or her behavior without getting angry at the child, without yelling at the child, without slapping the child, without any kind of punishment to the child, then parents are actually more able than a rehabilitation center to change the child's behavior. However, most parents don't have the training to be able to do this. Subsequently, when the question is asked, how long does behavior modification need to continue in a rehabilitation center before we have change in the child's behavior? Well, a very famous American once said, his name was Benjamin Franklin, that it takes 3 days to make a habit and 3 days to break a habit. So technically, within 3 days, we can reshape the behavior of a child or a dog or a cat. So the issue is really less complicated than you think. It is just a matter of being persistently consistent with positive behavioral interventions to support the child's behavior change and being a role model for being kind and gentle with others. So if we ask the question, how long does that typically last in a rehabilitation center? If the only issue is to reshape behavior in a child, then typically 5 days a week, 5 hours a day, and 6 months would be sufficient. But if the parent sits and watches the adult in the rehabilitation center do these specific behaviors and then implements them at home, the behavior modification can occur much more quickly. Thank you for listening. Parents wonder about the use of a pacifier and what damage does it have for the teeth. Well, it doesn't actually damage your teeth, but it can actually force the maxilla forward so that the child develops an overbite. Now, if you want to avoid an overbite, then it would be prudent to not have a child use a pacifier.